Alright. I'm gonna put down some 13, 13, 13. I put 9 of these down on this plot. I'm gonna till it in. That's 7. This is number 8. Pretty good bit of fertilizer, I know that. So I'm gonna till it in. Had a deer standing right here, right over there, right in the corner. Early this morning when I was over at the smokehouse, sitting there staring at me like, what are you doing? So I'm just hoeing and rowing this up after tilling it. And I'm taking my sweet time doing this because it's hot. So need to okay. Come from the other way. I don't know if you can pick it up on there too much, but at this row, this row, this row, this row, that row, that row. Me, I got 2 more I'm gonna make. I'm gonna leave them like that. I might till again on that other side before I have to put the seedlings in. But I'm gonna hoe a little bit more on these, bring them in a little bit more. Alright, this is how the garden came out as of yesterday. Carrots, direct seeded. There's some beets I direct seeded. Some spinach on that far middle. I think that's onions on the far end over there. That's turnips, half a row of those. And then that's romaine lettuce and black seed Simpson lettuce on the end. And this side has just some eggshells I threw out here from breakfast this morning. And this is where the transplants are going to be, so I didn't do anything with the rows yet because I never know if I'm going to till again and maybe do something else. But yeah, came out decent enough, it looks like so far. Still hot. Still hot. This is that area I tilled up that was pretty much grassed over, and it's pretty good to go. Of course, there's no barrier right now. I might put up a barrier, I don't know. I'll leave this little patch in the middle because what I'll probably do is pull that trailer to come in here in this chicken run, and I'm supposed to be getting some horse manure soon. I believe it'll happen real soon. And I'll probably make a compost pile somewhere over there where that grass is by that mulberry tree that's looking beautiful. And I think I'm gonna probably till this up next year and put corn all up in here. I think that ground is gonna be okay now with the tiller, and I think the old remnants or whatever Roundup, the guy that sold me this house, it's been over 2 years now. Almost 2 years and about 3 days that I'll have this place for 2 years. So I'm gonna put a little barrier up starting from that post over there to over here, and then just plant this in corn real thick. Spider web, god dog it. Yeah. That's something we ain't seen a lot of this year. No, not a lot of spiders. So and next year I'm gonna try and keep widening this and extending this down that run. I want to get rid of that tupelo tree. I will keep the oak, but I want to get rid of that tupelo tree and extend this almost down to where that pecan tree is, that small pecan tree over there. And maybe do one more pass right here. You gotta watch though, that water gets sloppy when it gets rainy season, but it'll keep it watered, you know, keep the ground wet. So maybe extend it one more row, go down one more pass with the tractor, and go down there and plant this whole area in some kind of sweet corn and stuff like that. But that's gonna take a lot of fencing. I never thought I'd get an electric fence, but I am toying with that idea. So I don't right know quite yet what I'm gonna do. All right, that's it. Came up right here, and they're real leggy, but that's my fault. The seeds were incredible. They really came up great. I put in some more in here. I had them inside the shop to try and keep them out of the heat, but I got a way to do that out here. I should have just let them germinate out here. You can see some of them fell over, but that's all right. If they do, they do. I mean, I didn't waste a whole bunch of seeds doing this, and I'm real early in doing this, so you know, I got a chance to come back from that. But the seeds were great. I got these seeds from a place called Hoss Tools, H-O-S-S-T-O-O-L-S, Hoss Tools. They're real good germinators. I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was, you know, it's relatively expensive versus going to the seed and feed store, but their seeds really germinate well, and I'm very happy. I was skeptical at first about buying, you know, limited amounts of seeds for, you know, it's not much, $3.50 a pack or something, you know, it's not much. But I like their seeds. I think I'm gonna order from them again. They got some varieties that you don't just see everywhere, so I like that idea. Anyway, I'll keep y'all informed on this. dusting herself over there. That's that little dusting place. They like to dust underneath that mulberry tree over there. They got a couple of dusting stations they have. But anyway, this is where the area I had planted corn last year. It didn't work out. I didn't get much corn. I ate a few nibbles off of a few ears, but it was terrible. But I'm learning soils. This is a total, I never really grew corn before, so I can't say that I knew what I was doing. Nitrogen. I didn't supply enough nitrogen. Now, today is September 19th, and I took a video yesterday, but I didn't like the way it came out, so I'm going to do it again today. I planted some bush beans, pole beans, and some other beans down way on the end. Those other beans way down on the end, I don't think they'll come up. I think those seeds were dead. But I planted them. I had them for years. If one or two of them comes up, that'll be great. I think there was something like a sugar pea or something. But I think with the way the weather's going, we'll try it. You know, if they do, if they make something good. If not, I got other plans for this area anyway. So I put this fence up around here. You can see the fence. So I'll put that up around there to keep the deer out. This right here is just regular old green onion. Some people call them shallots. But that's green onion right there. And I put a little barricade. It doesn't go all the way around. It kind of stops right here. And this is the green onions. That's just from cuttings that we ate, that we bought from the store, and you just put them in the ground and grow. Now that's ones that were pretty thick, and I put some fertilizer down. Some of them are thin, but if you look over here, these were some I put down a long time ago, and they barely grew. But now that I've thrown some fertilizer down on them, they starting to grow now. Fertilizer makes the world of difference. It makes everything different. And you can barely see right here. That's some garlic cloves I put down in there. Got a few more. That might be one right there. And there's one. Ooh, I might be standing on some down over here. But I'll put some garlic down in here. We'll see how that does. We'll see how it do. And look, this blackberry wasn't doing anything. I put fertilizer on it. Look at that new growth. It's beautiful. Same with this one over here. It was, look how bad the old growth is. Insect ate, all destroyed. I put some fertilizer down, new growth popping up out of nowhere. Gotta pull some of these weeds, chamber bedders in there. I finally figured out that's what that's called. Some people call it mimosa plant, mimosa weed. But get that out of there. Keep it nice and weeded around that. That's a blackberry, Columbia Giant. We'll see what it does. Y'all will come along for the ride. But I have this tilled up, and this tilled up. I'll probably put some winter vegetables down in there, and then this area's got 4 little bitty rows. 4 little bitty rows. But I think what I'll do is, I mean, that's I say little bitty, that's how my garden before used to be, kind of real crowded. That's still probably close to 24 inches apart, so not too bad. All right, on to the other side. Over this way. All right, This is the main garden. I call it the main garden because it's kind of the biggest one. Want to cater to more than any of the other ones. I've been working on this one, and let me tell you, I'm gonna give you a little rundown. Having a disc, I disced this last year, and I planted it for a spring garden, but they still had a lot of grass in it, and I fought with weeds and grass and them chamber bitters all year. Well, I got a small compact tractor with a tiller. Let me tell you, a tiller makes all the difference in the world. It ain't the same as running disc. You might be able to accomplish the same thing. You might, but it would take a lot more with some disc. But that tiller really works. So anyway, I'm gonna give you a little rundown. There's carrots right there. Now, as far as what's coming up here, some of this might be weeds, some of it might be carrots. I've only grown carrots one time other in my life, and it was a lot earlier in my other house. And let me tell you, that was an adventure to say the least. When my daughter was probably about 3 or 4 years old, I brought out there to help me plant the winter garden, because I never really did much in the winter garden. I didn't think it was. I did some broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cabbage and cauliflower, the staples. And I'd get, 5 or 6 heads of cabbage, about 5 or 6 heads of broccoli, and nothing but 5 or 6, 7, 8, maybe at the most. But we did carrots and radishes one year, and my daughter went throughout the garden. I gave her the seeds, and she just shook them everywhere, through the yard, the garden, everywhere. I had carrots coming up in my main yard where I cut grass and all, and they were all like maybe 2 inches long. But I picked a 5-gallon bucket of carrots, and I peeled every one of them, and we made carrot souffle and all that stuff. This was before I put food back and stored food. It was right when I was thinking about how you store food and stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna do carrots this year. So if you look real close, there's stuff coming up. There's little greens coming up, but I think most of that's weeds. I think that's mostly weeds, because I think carrots look more like this, if I can get a real close up. But I'm not 100% sure. That might be a carrot. That might be a carrot right there, I think. So anyway, but I think some of that other stuff is weeds. So I think the carrots are starting to come up. We in the middle of drought times. We ain't had any kind of rain, not even thousandths of an inch of rain. So I take the hose and I run it from all the way over there by the chicken coops. I got a spigot that comes out the ground over the chicken coops, and I run a couple 100 foot of hose over here. I'm gonna put some irrigation in the ground later on. But stuff that's coming up definite is this. That would be some beets. They're coming up for sure. And I had a multi-germ, which would explain why there's 2 right there. And I know you gotta pick one, cut it back, and just leave one. See how there's 2 right here? And everywhere you look, there's 2 or more. Turnips are coming up beautifully. I gotta cut that 2 of them, but I planted these individually. So got that. 6 inches. 6 inches this way. So if you look, this whole row of turnips looks real good. It's coming up. Turnips everywhere. If you look, you can kind of see the green on there. That's turnips. Now on this other row right here, so that's it right there, right there. Right there. This one just emerging. And there. And there. And there. This is Simpson lettuce. I think some of this is starting to come up. I think that might be it. It's kind of sporadic. It might be weeds. I'm not sure. But that's okay. This row right here, that's onion seeds I put in there. And I can't see anything coming up yet. I mean, if anything's coming up in there, it must be weeds. Let's see. Yeah, that's just weeds. Not much. I mean, what I call weeds is, that might be an onion right there. I don't know, might be, I don't know. Might be right there, I don't know. I don't know, maybe, yeah, stuff's coming up. It all looks the same, kind of uniform. Maybe I got onions coming up now. This row right here is spinach, and I can't see nothing coming up in here. I mean, that looks like weed. I mean, there's stuff coming up, but it don't look like spinach. So, the front of this row is nothing. So, beets, turnips, and lettuce, and maybe some carrots are coming up already. But September 19th, I'm jumping the gun. If it does, good, I'm ahead of the game. If it doesn't, that's okay. But anyway, this garden over here in this soil is, you know, it's dusty and sandy. That's not how I came from. Where I came from was further south Louisiana, where, you know, the soil was pretty rich anyway. But I had amended my soil, and I might be able to go and put some plugs of how my gardens used to look. I think I got some videos. And I used to crab fish. You can see my crab traps over there. I ain't done it in a while, but I used to crab fish, and I had hundreds of pounds of crab shells and stuff that provides calcium. You know, we used to have crab boil, crawfish boil. I dump all of that in there. My grass clippings from my yard. And the garden was not even half the size of this, but I grew the heck out of food. I mean, tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers, eggplants. I grew it all. No problem. This soil is different. This soil is something you have to, I mean, almost commercial style fertilizing. So I went and bought, last year I tried to do a spring garden without all of that and do it my old way. It don't work. So I'm gonna have to amend this soil with fertilizers. Another thing is the type of bugs I gotta deal with over here. I ain't never dealt with hornworms and nematodes like I had to deal with over here, I'm gonna have to deal with that. The tilling should deal with the nematodes, I'm hoping. But anyway, it's a different kind of gardening. I'll take you along for the ride if you want to watch. It's a fun thing just to be out here in the dirt and do things and see what works and what don't work. As I grow and get bigger, the gardens will get bigger and my operations will get bigger, and I'll learn, and I'll, you know, that's how people do. We adapt to how we got to grow. I used to be a big firm believer in strictly organic and mulching. That don't work out here. It worked where I used to come from. It don't work out here. So you have to do what the land you have wants you to do, and this land wants me to fertilize the way that people who grow out here grow. I mean, farmers, this is farmland out here. A lot of this land is farmland. So I'm gonna do it, and as I grow, y'all will see how I do it and how things respond. I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm not gonna make it look like I'm a genius. I'm not gonna make it look like I have everything in the world right. If it fails, you'll see the fail. If it grows, you'll see the grow. I do this with a full-time job, a teenage daughter that's very active, and I'm always doing stuff. So I'm not a full-time gardener. I'm not a full-time homesteader, but I'm learning. And when my daughter gets out of high school and goes to college, I'll be a lot more of a homesteader. I will have a lot more time, and I will do a lot more things. But when time comes, I want to start crabbing again, and I want to start going on the water again. I like the water. It's all time. But I will show y'all what I can do. Someone that works a full-time job, more than a full-time job. I work a lot and has a family, obligations. I'm not a homesteader as far as with people who are homesteaders. Or you can look at the channel where they do it as full-time. They homeschool their children. I don't do that. But I am learning how to do that in case this time comes when I have to. I will know, and I will have infrastructure in place. You can do this. It's just how you want to spend your time and your money. I'm accumulating things that make a difference. Tractor, implements for the tractor, land. It's how you want to live. I gotta drive an hour to get to work. I gotta drive. I live out in the middle, what the people call the sticks. You know, my daughter sacrifices with us in that she doesn't live in the city where all her friends live, that she goes to a city school and all her friends are over there, and it is an effort for us to have to keep her in the social graces of her friends, and I will do that because that's what I had when I grew up. And she'll be able to make her decision when she gets old enough and she sees the life that she wants to live, how she wants to live it. She'll have what I taught her, because I didn't grow up in a city. I grew up in suburbs, I guess you could say, but it was more rural. We hunted, we fished. It was more of a swampy, fishy, fishing type community, but it was also a subdivision, houses close to each other. You garden in your backyard. It wasn't like how subdivisions are now, but it was subdivision. But we also, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd take a fishing pole and go fishing. I'd take a shotgun and go hunting, and I wouldn't come back maybe till the next day, you know. It's and because, you know, that's what you did. You just went. Anyway, I'm getting off on tangents. This is the lifestyle I'm trying to live now. More rural. I got 6 acres here, 40 not too far from here. My parents got 2.5 acres in rural country, and That's plenty more than enough where they live. And we all decided to move to this kind of lifestyle. You have to make that decision, how you want to live. Now, it was a downscale for us. The house we lived in before was, people call them, make mansions. It was stupid to live like that. Stupid to live, half-acre land, not even a half-acre land. Homeowners associations, right on top of your neighbors. Everybody knows your business. They complain if you park your boat wrong. They complain if you out late at night. Couldn't go out in your own yard and pee. No, you can definitely do that over here. But anyway, what I'm getting at is this is a much more simplistic lifestyle, and it is capable to be done by anyone. You just have to make the decision on how you want to do this. Anyway, that's a long rant. I'm getting long-winded. I just wanted to show the God. I hope y'all follow me along on this and enjoy some of this with me, and maybe even learn what you can do and what you can't do. All right, y'all. Take care.